Welcome back to It Takes Two. Amy Eiler, JJ Gordon on the Mighty 790 and 104.7 FM, 94.1 FM if you're in the metro area. If you have not heard, this unseasonably warm winter is actually going to get warmer as the Fargo Comedy Festival hits the Fargo Theater stages, as well as some other ones like I think the Fargo Brewing Company, the Cellar. They all have things coming up next weekend, February 16th and 17th. On the line with us right now, we've got the headliner on Friday the 16th, Maria Bamford. Hello, Maria.
Hello. Thank you so much for having. We're having crazy weather too. We've got what are those called? The intentional rivers. Anyway, some sort of rivers are going through the sky of Los Angeles, California, and we are there's a flood. It's exciting.
Are you part of like the Pineapple Express, which we got schooled up on that term last week? Is that part of this?
Oh, I don't know what Pineapple Express means. What does it mean?
It's apparently a storm system that dumps and it comes across, it comes from Hawaii, so you get why it's called the Pineapple Express. It goes all over all of these tropical places, and then it ends up in California and these other places and dumps a month's worth of rain in a couple of hours.
Yes, I believe that exists, and I think I have experienced it. And I thought you were making a cannabis reference.
So did JJ.
That's what I thought last week too. Yep. Mm-hmm.
So did JJ. JJ goes, "We're going to talk about what?"
Yeah, very excited to come, and then I'm going to be heading up to Duluth afterwards. And hopefully we'll get myself a cinnamon roll the size of my head.
Okay, yeah, you can get those here too. Caramel rolls the size of your head in Fargo, yeah.
God, you gotta stuff those feelings down in some way, and a cinnamon roll will do it.
Yeah, well.
That's what my.
Okay, Maria, for those people out there who are saying I recognize that voice, but I just don't know where from. Clearly, stand-up comedy. You're a comedian. I hear every other people tell me that she's the funniest one in the room when you get in there. So congratulations. People are saying good things about you.
But what that means is that I am odd, and I am not for everybody. So YouTube your comedy before you go see it. I do a lot of different voices, but I also do stuff about mental health, suicide, different characters and stuff. Not everybody's into it, including most of my relatives. So just want to be kind. Let's have some harm reduction with comedy, because sometimes comedy can be very vague in its advertising. Say, we're going to be having some comedy, and it can be so many different things. So take care of yourself. YouTube people.
You're also very used to an upper Midwest audience. You spent a lot of time during your childhood in Duluth, right?
Yes, I grew up in Duluth till I think age of 18, and then I came back and went to the University of Minnesota to graduate from the Golden Ghost. And my sister still lives in Duluth. My parents have both since passed, but I spent the quarantine in Duluth with my mom. Because she was about to leave, pass on. But so that's an odd thing. Is when someone you do impersonations of you leaves the earth, and you go, well, is she still doing funny stuff as a ghost that I could? But I can think of new jokes. But my mother, whenever I'm doing poorly in a comedy venue, I just think of her going, "You're doing great, honey. You don't throw pearls before swine." She's a big Christian, so she was super supportive, which I think is the general basis of Christianity, from what I've read.
Yeah, the support is definitely in there. I don't know if they use that exact word in the Bible, but clearly that's what they meant the whole time, right?
Right. Well, my husband and I, we give 11% of our income to charity, which is 1% better than the Christians, the Muslims, or the Jews. And so, I don't know. That is true. We're trying to get into all of the heavens.
There you go. Right. You might as well make a deposit on everything. That way, you know you're right no matter what.
Right. I have to look into other religions to see what the verifications are, but we're going to make it. We're making it.
Okay, so the last time you were in Fargo, I was in attendance at your show, and you had the crowd rolling. I'm curious to know this, because we love any type of person from the upper Midwest who goes out and does great things like yourself. Is there a big difference between a Midwestern audience and an audience anywhere else in the United States?
I think it's just the local, that things about the local culture. I mean, I know that, and I don't know, it could be changed by now, but I know that the culture that I grew up with was like, honey, you don't think you're that big a deal, because you're not. And like, just kind of like the situation of like, people want you to do well, but they're also kind of passively aggressively disgusted with you, because you shouldn't be taking up that much space in the, or at least that's I think what I got a little bit of, and also you can't be weird. To be odd is somehow aggressive to people, like to have different. I just remember that was something. Maria, why are you talking about things that nobody understands what you're talking about? And, just the feeling of being misunderstood. But I think it's a very, and you also don't brag. You don't brag about stuff. My dad would often say, which is actually a quote by Gold of my ear, Maria, don't be humble. You're not that great. Every time that I end up on stage, my wife says, I can't look. I'm so nervous that you're going to mess up and that nobody's going to laugh. I said, what a vote of confidence, right? That you're so worried that I'm going to fail that you can't even watch. Classic. My parents were very supportive, but my dad had, I think before he passed, I had a special come out and he said, "Man, my men's book group watch your special. We had to turn it off. We did not get it at all, but good job, kid. It seems like, you're making a living."
I think
You're
that's
making a living.
I think it's amazing. We're talking with Maria Bamford. She's going to be at the Fargo Comedy Festival February 16th, Friday, opening up the festival. You couldn't ask for anyone better. And also, I think people should know about your book. I got the audio book last year, and you have such a wonderful way of taking things like comedy and mental health, two things that should not mix together, and just giving someone a really joyous time to be able to listen.
Yeah, and especially I think if you have that experience, not everybody has that experience of life, but if you've had some dark times, I might be your comedian. And if you're interested in laughing about them, because I think there are some very funny things about it. Just I love with mental health care, sometimes there can be some memes out there. It's much more acceptable now, which is great, but they kind of make it seem like, hey, you go ask for help. Hey, you tell someone, as if it's very easy and you're going to find great help. And then you can find it is either not like 988 text line sometimes has a 45 to 90 minute wait. It's not perfect. So anyways, there's things that I find very funny about mental health issues, and that's what the book was about, and have pictures of me growing up in Duluth in the 80s, which is fun to see that hairstyle. Hope that comes back again. Everyone get their Aquanet.
The name of the book is Sure, I'll Join Your Cult, a memoir of mental illness and the quest to belong anywhere. You can get it anywhere that they're selling books. Maria, before we let you go, again, thank you so much for being a part of the Fargo Comedy Festival. Middle of winter, you know what that's like up here, and we just need a good reason to laugh and to get out there. If someone says, listen, I definitely want to get out there and I want to come to this show, do you describe it like, is it a good show for like a date? Is it a good show for, just finding a stranger on the street and saying, I've got an extra ticket? What's your key demo?
Here's what's a good chauffeur, from what I can tell. It's an assignment from a therapist. It's someone other comics come to see and go, huh. And and I can sign your prescription bottles afterwards, after the show. And I wouldn't bring anybody under the age of 18 unless they have been hospitalized and for in a psych facility. Just take care of yourself. Know what you enjoy, because there's so many comedians who are come to this festival. If you have any concerns that it might not be for you, do not come. On the other hand, if you do not have the money to come, and please email me at ariamayanfordbay@gmail.com, and I will get you in for free. ariamayanfordbay@gmail.com. I will pay for your ticket, and please, and for you and a guest. So if you don't have the cash, just email me, and I'll get you in free. Everybody should enjoy comedy, and thank you.
There you go. You couldn't ask for anything better. The Fargo Comedy Fest. If you want more information, fargocomedyfest.com. You can see all of those great comedians, including our friend John Kennedy will be opening and closing.
That's awesome.
The Cellar, the pregame at the Cellar. Maria, thank you for your time. We appreciate it.
Thank you. Have a great day, guys. Bye.
Bye-bye.